innocent. He did nothing wrong.
How do you feel about these accusations? His whole life like this. What about the father?
This is attorney, Ellen Wilson.
How can you do this? How can you defend him after what he's done to my daughter?
No verdict has been handed down yet, Mrs. Sanders, and everyone deserves the best defense.
Well, I guess you just have to believe that, don't you, just to keep going?
There's no doubt, then, that the hair found in the car registered to the defendant, Frank Warden. No doubt that the hair came from the victim, Wendy Sanders.
None. The hair sample found in the car was a perfect match to the one taken from the Sanders girl.
Thank you. That's it, Your Honor.
Dr. Hall, I read your report, and I have no doubt whatsoever that the hair you found in my client's car matches the hair of the victim. What I do have doubts about are the procedures used by the police once Mr. Warden's car was impounded.
I don't understand.
No, I don't understand. Frank Warden's car was taken for an evidence search, but it sat in front of a police garage unguarded for 8 hours before you and your team called it.
Your Honor, is Ms. Wells suggesting that evidence was planted?
Not necessarily.
Then what?
Chain of evidence, Your Honor. Police arrested my client in the house he shares with his mother. A tow truck towed the car from there to the lab, but it was not escorted by a police officer.
Oh, come on now.
Chain of evidence. From the time the car was taken to the time Dr. Hall discovered the telltale hair in it, it was left unguarded, unsecured 4 times, a total of 9 hours, 25 minutes.
Your Honor, there is absolutely no indication whatsoever that any evidence tampering went on.
As there is no proof that any sort of evidence tampering didn't go on, and the chain of evidence was broken not once, but several times, and therefore such evidence is not admissible. And even though Mr. Post has studiously avoided revealing this, the court must know that Frank Warden routinely left his keys in his car, and that any number of friends and associates knew this, and just as routinely borrowed it, often without permission. There's simply no telling how a hair from the victim got into the car. But setting aside the car now, was there any other forensic evidence found on the victim herself? Any blood, tissue, or semen?
No blood, tissue, or semen from the victim's assailant was found, no.
That's all, Dr. Hall. Thank you. Your Honor, since the evidence against my client is tainted...
Wait, we do know that the accused was the only one in the school at the time.
No, we don't. He was seen at the school before 4 o'clock, but no one can place him there after that. And we know the victim wasn't abducted until closer to 5. Mr. Warden was gone by then, and I have a witness who can verify that.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Be seated.
Mrs. Warden, did you meet with your son on the night in question?
Yes. That's the night we have dinner together every week.
Where do you meet?
At Armand's restaurant out near the interstate.
Do you have a special time you meet?
At 5 o'clock, always.
And was Frank late?
He was right on time.
Would you lie under oath to protect your son?
No, Miss Wells, I would not.
Thank you. Your Honor, I know detectives questioned restaurant personnel regarding the time Frank Warden showed up that night, but...
They serve hundreds of people a day there. No one could say exactly what time Mr. Warden was there.
No, but they could verify that he was indeed there. Your Honor, the district attorney's office rushed to indictment on this case, which is understandable considering the crime. But we must separate the emotions in the community from the process of law with which we're charged. Since there is not enough evidence against my client, I move that all charges against him be dismissed.
Mr. Post, if your office turns up more conclusive evidence, you may pursue a new indictment against the defendant. For now, I have no choice but to dismiss all charges against you.
All rise.
want to talk to you. Yeah, I bet you want to talk to me.
Profile, please. Turn to the right.
I was afraid.
But what was it doing in your bag, Carol?
I know that sounds strange, but I didn't even remember that it was in there.
I don't care if you forgot. Why did you do that? Why did you shoot?
Do you think I planned this? Do you?
No. I don't know what to think. This whole thing is a nightmare, and it keeps getting worse.
We made bail.
Yeah? How?
The house.
That couldn't have been enough.
I had to put up part of your business, too.
Oh, jeez. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. So what do we do now?
Well, you're going to get your wife a decent attorney.
Well, I assumed you people would be doing that.
Bill, I'm your corporation and tax attorney. I'm not equipped to handle Carol's case. Nobody in my firm is. I'll help you get the best attorney in town. Believe me, she's going to need it.
Yeah.
In the eyes of the law, she shot an innocent man. And if he dies, she could be tried for murder.
Mr. Sanders, can you tell me what your wife is going to plead?
Well, I'm sorry, I have no comment.
Will it be justifiable homicide, or is she going to plead temporary
Sanders
insanity?
told you he has no comment.
Excuse me. Are you Carol Sanders' husband?
Yes.
I just wanted to tell you how brave that I think your wife is.
Brave.
That man deserved everything he got, and your wife was the only person who had the guts to do it. I saw everything on TV. Please tell her that I'm rooting for her, and I'm not the only one.
Better be prepared, Bill. This is just the beginning.
Will you plead temporary insanity?
Mrs. Sanders, who's your lawyer? How do you see yourself, Mrs. Sanders, as a vigilante or a hero? Mrs. Sanders, who's your lawyer? Are you being represented? Mr. Sanders, can we have a comment, please? Mrs. Sanders, can we please have a comment? What caliber of gun did you shoot?
Hi, sweetheart. I'm back.
Dr. Daniels,
I love you, Angel. Can you hear me? I love you. I talked to the doctor today. He said you're getting so much better. You're such a strong girl. And I know how you're fighting.
Jill?
please call attention 12. Admission, please call.
Sweetheart. Back.
She was deeply unconscious before. Now she's just barely under.
Yeah, so what does that mean?
Well, physically, she's out of her coma. Psychologically, she's in withdrawal. She's just not ready to remember.
So you're saying she'll come out of that too then, right?
Oh, yes. And when she does, she's going to need all of your support and the best psychiatric help that's available.
I really need to get back.
Yeah, listen. I'm worried about Jill.
Jill? The girl who hardly comes to see her sister?
She doesn't come here because you're here, and she knows you're here, and she thinks you don't want to see her.
That's ridiculous.
Well, maybe not. You hardly ever talk to her.
Wendy needs me more than Jill does right now.
Maybe not. She thinks you blame her for this.
Oh.
Maybe you do.
That is so unfair.
Look, we need to be a family right now, Carol. We need to be together.
Dr. Lee, I see you. Dr. Lee, do I see you?
There's something else I need to talk to you about, too. Now, we gotta choose a lawyer. Now, you haven't met with any of those people that Brody suggested.
Take care of all that.
Look, I met with all of them, but you have to make the choice. It's your lawyer. You gotta choose. I mean, you gotta take some responsibility here, Carol.
I'm the one that's up there holding her hand, talking to her, willing her to come back every moment.
Who's going to do that if you go to jail, Carol? Who's going to do that if you're convicted? Now, we're in a hell of a jam here. We need to find the best possible criminal lawyer we can.
Dr. Brandt, OR7.
You can't be serious.
I am. I saw you in action, and I think you're brilliant. And I want you to be my attorney.
Mrs. Sanders, I only agreed to meet with you as a courtesy. If I'd known you were going to ask me to represent you, I never would have let you in here. Frank Warden is still alive. I still represent him. I'm afraid that's all I'm allowed to say to you legally. If you would like me to have my secretary compile a list of criminal attorneys, I could do that.
Well, I do have one more question. How can you defend people like him? Criminals, guilty people. How can you live with yourself?
I could ask you the same question. I'm not the one who shot a man in cold blood.
Do you have children, Miss Wells?
Yes.
Do you love them?
Of course.
Would you do anything in your power to protect them, from anyone, anywhere?
Mrs. Sanders, that's not the issue.
Well, I'm not proud of what I did. And I live with that every day. But Frank Warden was not an innocent man, and we both know that. He was guilty as sin, and you let him go free. The man who raped my 12-year-old daughter and left her for dead. You let his mother lie under oath. You knew all about it, and you let it happen. All of it. You may not have killed a man, Ms. Wells, but you are every bit as guilty as I am.
I'm only guilty of representing my client to the best of my ability. In this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. Even you.
Mrs. Warden.
Go away.
Mrs. Warden, I'm in trouble. I need your help.
Go away.
Mrs. Warden, I can't go to jail. My daughter needs me. She's very sick because of something your son did to her. I know that it would be very hard to believe that, but it's true. And you know it. Please, I just need you to tell the truth.
Get out of here.
Mrs. Warden, he will do it again. Just hear me out.
I can't hear you out, Mrs. Sanders. I don't have the time. I have something that I have to do. I have to bury my son. Frank died an hour ago. You're a murderer, Mrs. Sanders, and you're going to jail for a very long time. And while you're there, you can think about how your child needs you and about how I don't have mine anymore because of you.
My God, I don't believe you. Oh, Wells, what in the hell is the matter with you? What were